Hello and welcome back to Nathan Bell's podcast. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends. Today, Nate would like to talk about cloning and consciousness.
Yeah, so today I'm going to talk about cloning and consciousness. Cloning raises interesting questions about consciousness. I think a lot about whether we have a soul which could be eternal and returns to the collective consciousness of the universe after we die. But when you think about cloning, it sort of throws that out. It comes down to a question of what defines what we are. Is it our physical body? Is it our physical makeup? Is it the body that we inhabit, or is it our mind that makes us who we are? And so our mind is really just information. Really, in my mind, it's our memories that define who we are. Our sense of self is defined by our memories, because everything else in our body is changing. Every 7 years or so, all of the matter in our bodies regenerates and is basically new. You're not the same. You're not the same cells that you were when you were born. All throughout your life, your cells are regenerating and renewing. So since you were a child, you have regenerated numerous times. So you're certainly not the same cells that you were when you were a child. And your thoughts, so you're really defined, I think, in my mind, by your memories. Your memories define your sense of self and your experience of who you are. So I think your memories, that's what really defines who you are. So then you talk about cloning, and it's like, the thing about cloning is when they clone that sheep, they don't take like a 16-year-old sheep and then magically materialize another identical 16-year-old sheep. The clone animal goes through a period of growing up. So it starts as a baby, and then grows up. But hypothetically, if you could just take a sheep or a human, let's use the example of a human. Hypothetically, if you could just take, say, a 20-year-old human and clone them and immediately create another 20-year-old human replication of it beside them, so they both coexist, and they will both, and presumably the clone will share the same memories as the original human. So that shows you that what defines which is the real human at that point. If you have the original human and then you have the clone human, they both have the same organic matter and they both have the same memories. Which one is more authentic? Which one is valid as the real individual? And they will both continue on thinking. They will both feel that they are the genuine human. Let's say the human's name is Dave. They will both think that they are the same Dave. So it's interesting because we don't know which one has more value, which one do we say is genuine. So there's a thing about continuity. So one of them has just started existing, say, when it was cloned. So it didn't actually personally experience all of the life before that. It didn't personally experience the events of the life that the original had experienced. So that's when we say it's about memories. So the clone will have the memories of the first Dave. So the first Dave has actually lived all of the experiences that it has memories of. And the clone will have the memories of all those experiences, but its physical body didn't experience all of those things. It only has those memories. So that information is shared by both of them. The information of those memories is shared by both of them. But only the original Dave's physical body actually experienced those things. And the clone Dave's physical body just began to exist. So then what happens if clone Dave kills original Dave? Clone Dave still has all the memories of all of the experiences that original Dave physical body had actually lived, but clone Dave didn't actually genuinely experience all of those experiences. But clone Dave, and does clone Dave know that clone Dave has only just started to exist? Or does clone Dave think that clone Dave is the original? Clone Dave has all these memories of childhood, of parents, of friends at school, but Clone Dave's physical body didn't actually experience those things, but Clone Dave has those memories. So once Clone Dave kills the original Dave, is Clone Dave just as valid as the original Dave, or is original Dave more valid than Clone Dave because original Dave's physical body actually experienced all of those things, and because original Dave actually lived through those experiences? Or can we say because Clone Dave has those memories of having experienced those things, now that Clone Dave has killed original Dave, Clone Dave is just as valid as a life form as original Dave, because the information in Clone Dave's mind and the personality traits and the knowledge and the memories is all the same. So what constitutes who we are? Is it our memories? Is it our information? Or is it our physical vessel? Is it our physical body? Or is it the continuity of the physical body and the mind together, having actually experienced these things? And this comes back to this whole thing about these transhumanists who want to upload their minds to computers. So say you're an 80-year-old man and you've got terminal cancer and you're going to die. So you want to live on immortally. So you upload your mind's information to a computer, and then that information lives in the computer and then can inhabit a robot vessel. It does that information living in that computer that information will contain, say the person doing this name is Steve. Steve has uploaded his mind to a computer because he knows he's going to die. So the computer now stores all of Steve's memories. The computer stores Steve's life experience, Steve's knowledge, everything Steve learned at school, Steve's personality traits, all of that is stored in the computer. And the computer will think that it is Steve, and the computer copy of Steve's thoughts and mind map will think that it is Steve. But so is that just a copy of Steve's information, or is that just as valid a version of Steve? And does that constitute Steve then living on after death in the computer? Because what if Steve's going to die, so he uploads his mind to the computer, then he switches it on, then computer program Steve is online, but Steve, human with physical organic body, still exists, and they coexist at the same time. So which one is more valid? Is it the organic body with Steve's thoughts, or is it the computer that's hosting Steve's thoughts? Are they just as valid as each other? Is the computer program with Steve's thoughts uploaded into it, is that just a copy of Steve? So we can see they can coexist. So which one is the valid Steve if they are coexisting? Is it the organic body Steve, or is it the computer that is hosting the copy of all of Steve's thoughts? Is that valid? Is that just as valid, or is that just a copy? And then organic body Steve does succumb to cancer and dies. So there's a loss of continuity, because at that point when organic body Steve dies, the computer with Steve's memories in it still exists and goes on to continue living as a computer program with Steve's memories, but still the organic body Steve has still ceased to exist. So the organic body Steve, which had all of the memories of Steve and all the life experience and personality traits of Steve, that has still ceased to exist. So that still died. So does that mean, so when you upload your mind to a computer, which is like cloning, does Steve actually continue to exist? Is that a valid continuation of Steve's life in the computer with all the thoughts and memories uploaded to it? Or is that just a copy because organic physical Steve with those memories has still ceased to exist? There's a gap there where physical Steve dies and computer program Steve continues to live, but there's still a loss of continuity. So what makes us who we are? Is it our memories? Is it our information? And this is the thing about cloning, which suggests that we certainly don't have a soul that is immortal. So it's about what makes us who we are. And I still argue our information and our memories and our thoughts are what make us who we are, and they are what define us and our sense of self, and they're what make us human. But those interesting questions about cloning and copying your thoughts and memories to a computer raise a lot of questions about consciousness. So I've thought a lot about cloning in this context. So have a think about cloning this way and think about what defines you as you and your sense of self. Is it your physical body which hosts your memories and your thoughts and your personality in your mind? Or is it just your mind and your thoughts and your personality? What makes you who you are? What defines your sense of self? And that's the hard question of consciousness, and that's what cloning brings into that discussion, and transhumanism and uploading your mind to a computer. So there's some thoughts about cloning, transhumanism and consciousness. So drop a comment in the comment section what you think about that.